Ladies and gentlemen, Cage Talk. How's everyone doing today? I have a special mixed martial artist, the man, smiling Sam Alvey. How you doing today, buddy?
I am doing wonderfully. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm great, man. Like I said, your nickname goes with the smile. You've always been kind of just full of life, and that's something that's really good, really positive. A lot of people, especially nowadays, man, like COVID and just mental health is a big deal. And you seemed like you've just kind of nipped in the butt, and you kind of go with the flow, right? Is that
Oh,
kind of how you kind of pursue life, man?
yeah, no, 100%. I mean, my wife and I have always said if COVID strikes, have more kids. And so that's just what we did. We just had more kids. And now anytime something goes wrong, we just have more kids. And it's worked out pretty well.
And how many kids you have? You have six, right?
We're at six. Yeah.
Wow, that's why I have two, and that's a handful. So I can imagine your days are busy, man, huh?
Oh, all day, every day. Hey, it's funny. I used to watch TV. Now it's like I'll get 20 minutes as I'm laying in bed and then I fall asleep halfway through an episode. That's all there is now.
Yeah, yeah, same thing, man. I barely, and when you're watching TV, it's usually nothing that you want to watch, right? It's either you probably have the Coco Melon and all the other all those other things, man. It's crazy how you just kind of have to be in sync with your kids and what they're watching and kind of keep up with them.
You got to monitor everything. Everyone's trying to hurt my kids, and I got to watch everything before that. I don't want to watch Coco Melon twice, but I have to.
Yeah, I mean, at least with Coco Melon, you're good to go, right? Like they're
I'm
not.
hoping.
I mean, you never know nowadays. But let's talk a little bit about that because not only do you have six children, which is awesome, and and that's your most important thing, right? Is raising your kids and being around your kids, especially for the younger ones. That's where I kind of got stuck with my job is because my job doesn't make me travel so much. The times are good where I can. My kids are 5 and 2, so
Okay.
I feel like it's a good time where I don't want to miss any opportunity. There's a lot of people that get better jobs that travel. You popping them that travel and stuff. And how'd you do it? Like about being in the UFC and traveling and sometimes losing that quality time with your kids, and now you have it. You know.
You know, with the exception of my last fight, my kids have always been there. Dan
Oh, really?
Henderson's gym is where I've done most of my training, and my kids go with me to the gym. They go in the playroom, and I go to the gym and then work out, and then we do it 2, 3 times a day. My last camp, I'm still at Team Quest, but I live in Tennessee, so now there's that 6 week period where I leave the kids. I hate it; it's terrible. Um,
Mm.
but most of my life is kind of centered around them because I'm a fighter. I don't have a real job. Uh,
Mhm.
I get to spend all my days with my kids. I don't have much else to do, and so that when I have to be gone for weeks on end,
Uh-huh.
it all balances out in the end.
Okay, that's the most important thing, is like I said, the quality time with the kiddos and stuff like that. Um, Now starting your MMA career, um, what was it that kind of got you into MMA? Was there anyone that you kind of looked up to that you watched?
I love Jackie Chan.
Okay.
Loved all his movies. I didn't know anything about it. Honestly, I didn't know I was gonna fight until I was in the cage. I mean,
Mhm.
I had it was the basketball trunks. There were pockets on my shorts when I stepped in there. The Century gloves were like 2 ounces. And I wore those for a long time. Didn't wrap my hands. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just, I never watched the UFC. Didn't know about it. Never watched boxing. I had heard of Mike Tyson before, but that was really it.
Mhm.
No, it was honestly Ninja Turtles and Jackie Chan. They got me into thinking I knew what it was and being willing to do it. And then I did it and learned I didn't know what I was doing. And then I kept doing it for a long time until I started piecing things together.
What was your favorite Jackie Chan movie, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, Drunken Master Part Two.
Oh, part two.
Yeah.
Okay, I have number one. I can't find number two. I have that on Blu-ray, number one. But Drunken Master it's a classic, man. That's a good one. You know what? What's another one that was pretty good? The one in New York with the Bronx.
Rubble in the Bronx. I mean, that's the one most people say. Maybe the best fight scene in any of Jackie Chan movies from a movie called Gorgeous. It's not a great movie, but it has some of the best choreographed fight scenes there are.
Mhm.
Who Am I is another good one. I even like the Rush Hours. They're fun. They're not nearly as, I mean, they're more comic-y than they are
Yeah,
actiony, but they've got some fun stuff in them too.
definitely. Now you went from MMA, right? What was your first bout? Was with which company?
I don't even remember. It was at a bar and it was outside. I remember it was really hot,
Uh-huh.
except, except something. It's probably an X. You know, I grew up in the age where X meant it was cool. If you put an X in extreme, X was the cool way of saying extreme. Uh, so I don't even remember. But I had a fight or two with them, and then I fought for King of the Cage for a long time. Then I fought everywhere in the world. I mean, I fought everywhere, and eventually found myself in the UFC, where I continued fighting everywhere in the world. I just got paid for it
Yeah, yeah.
then.
Like um now fighting for the UFC. I know you did what was it, Ultimate Fighter with Shane Carwin and Velasquez, right?
No, Carwin and Big Country.
Big Country. Yes, yes, yes. And you were with Coach Carwin, right?
I was Carwin's team, loved it. He was such a good man, and his coaches were just second to none.
Yeah, and how was that experience? Because again, I've had people from Ultimate Fighter 1 to,
Get up.
11, 12, and
Oh,
they all had different opinions, different things. I know the first one was basically like almost like a road rules. They didn't really fight. There was just a bunch of challenges. And then you get to, your season where it's a little bit more polished, Ultimate Fighter, they're groomed a little bit better.
You
How
know, I love the challenges. I wish they'd go back to the challenges. I really do. Season 1 through 4 were my favorite 4 seasons. My season, I mean, I've got the most memorable scene of any season with the "Let Me Bang, Bro."
Yep.
Uh, Let me step out of my car so my kid can cry and us not hear it.
Oh
Uh,
no, I mean, if you gotta go, man,
no,
you gotta go. I understand.
no, I don't have to go. I just have to get away from them. Quality time, baby. Uh, uh, Yeah, my season, with the exception of the "Let Me Bang, Bro," it
Yeah,
wasn't a particularly memorable season. We did have a couple long-lasting fighters with me and Neil Magny
yeah,
coming out of the season. We had a couple other guys get in, but for the most part, um, "Let Me Bang, Bro" was the highlight of the season.
yeah. I mean, unfortunately, I mean, you had your first fight in what was it, against Leo Coons, right? Leo
Yeah,
Coons.
yeah. Get into the house. I got to fight Leo Kuntz.
Yeah. Again, he's a good friend of mine. He lives in Florida. I talk to him a lot, and really, really nice guy, really cool guy, and it's
I
fun.
wish I could have gotten to know him. It was, you walk in and then you
Yeah.
meet him in the cage, and that's kind of all it was.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I mean, it's business. Now, after your experience, what was probably your most memorable win in your career in the UFC?
Oh, I mean, the win everybody respects the most is the Rashad Evans fight. That's the one everybody knows. Rashad's a Hall of Famer. He's
Yeah,
the second winner ever of the Ultimate Fighter, and all around good dude. People love him. So that's, I mean, everyone remembers that one the most. My favorite one is the Nate Marquardt fight. He was on the Ultimate Fighter. He was one of the coaches that Shane Carwin brought in. So I got to fight my coach, and that's just something people don't get to do.
yeah.
And then probably my best performance was the judges were terrible, but I got a draw against Donald Young, and that was
I
probably
remember
my
that.
best fight in the UFC. And I'm a fan of those three particularly.
Yeah, again, Nate Marquardt is another fighter I've had on the show, and again,
Oh yeah.
really good guy. There's a lot of them that live in Florida. Like there's like fighters are usually in California, Albuquerque, New Mexico, or pretty much in like like the Florida.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah.
that's where they're at, man. That's where they're at. Are you looking to eventually maybe go back into it, or you're living life right now with your
Oh, I am not done. I
you're
am
not
not done.
done?
No,
Okay.
I'm looking at bare knuckle now. It's the one combat sport I've never done, so I would love to box a little bit. I'll probably get back in the MMA round too. Uh, I if I could make it back to the UFC, fantastic. I would love to. I hope I never lose again. But I understand it's a tall order to get back in, especially when I've spent 25 fights, 10 years in the organization. But I'm not done fighting. I love it too much. I enjoy it. I'm still, you put me in
Active.
any room, I'm the best guy in the room. I mean,
Okay, awesome.
there's like 3 rooms in the world. I might not be the best guy, but most rooms I'm the best in there, and I'm not done. I'm not done with this job.
All right, that's awesome. That's great to hear. Like you said, if you love it and it's something you have that passion for, man. I mean, the fans are behind you. Even man, when you went on that little decline of the fights, I mean, people are still cheering for you and wanted to see you. We wanted to see you win.
Oh,
We didn't want to see you get hurt, man. That's the only thing.
well, that's what they told me. They said, "Listen, most people wouldn't have it, but you're still a draw, and we still want to use it."
It was crazy. I think you're the only. I'm trying to think of another fighter that's maybe had that where they get because
Yeah,
usually it was like the three. Well, it was
BJ Penn.
BJ Penn. BJ Penn was the other one. Yeah, it's like I think what is it like they had the rule like three and then you're out, right? Supposedly.
A lot of times it's two and you're out for a while. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's just certain guys they've got that appeal, and I'm for whatever reason I'm memorable. It's the big pale ginger kid. It smiles a lot. It's easy to remember.
Well, like I said, you've always been a fan favorite, and you've always been a favorite of mine, and I appreciate, like I said, the time I mean, you have your kids and stuff. I understand. I do appreciate the time you've given me, man. Hope to see you back either in the ring or the cage, but wherever life takes you, man, keep smiling. You're positive, and we need that, especially in this world nowadays, man. It's kind of crazy, you know.
Well, I really appreciate that. I thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, man. Well, God bless and God bless you and your family, brother. All right.
Thank you. You have a good one.